Interesting. Author of the book is Shawn Carney. He's the CEO of a group called 40 Days for Life. Joins us now from Houston, Texas. All right, I have some simple questions. I'm a simple man. So you believe, and I believe, I don't know what your theology is, but Roman Catholic theology is abortion is wrong. However, if the life of the mother is at stake, I'm not imposing my theological belief on anybody else. And if there's rape or incest, I'm going to let the state decide that issue. That's me. That's my conscience. When I'm discussing this with people who believe in unfettered abortion for any reason at any time, how should I frame my argument? Because my belief system is based on a religious tenet.
Well, it can be based on science. It should be based on science. That's why you have so many secular people now that are pro-life. I think that most people who support abortion do so genuinely. I think that those who represent the pro-abortion movement are horrible right now. They want abortion through 40 weeks. They want infanticide. In many states, they've now removed the doctor from the abortion procedure and will allow a nurse to do it. So I think it's fair at Thanksgiving to ask your well-meaning aunt or uncle, when can they sleep at night and do the abortion? What's the goal line? Is it 22 weeks? Is it 12 weeks? Is it 6 weeks when we have a heartbeat? Is it 40 weeks? If it's not 40 weeks, why not? I mean, if you want an abortion, you can get an abortion. If
40 weeks is viability. Okay, so the baby can live on its own after. But from what
that's a pretty rough standard, Bill. It's pretty rough. You got to live on your own in order to live amongst us. And most pro-abortion people don't support abortion at 40 weeks.
I don't know about most. It depends where you live. So, as you know, Mr. Carney, people believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. And very hard to dissuade them if they want to believe something. So the pro-abortion people believe that a fetus is not a human being. How do you counter that?
Well, I think that's shifted to where they acknowledge that it's a human being, but we just have the right to
No. Believe me, not here where I am in New York. There's no acknowledgement that a fetus is a human being that I know of.
Bill Maher acknowledged it.
Well, that's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you deal with a person who says a fetus is not a human being?
If it's not a human being, then we can do an abortion all through 9 months, and there's no issue with that. And ask them if they're okay with that. The other thing, Bill, is to point out that we're not mutual funds. We don't gain value or dignity over time. We don't get more dignity with every week of gestation. It doesn't operate like that. We exist biologically. We come into existence at conception, and then we grow. And that's why most people are against late-term abortion, or at least uncomfortable with it, because it's clear, it's more personal, it's a baby. It's why, God bless Georgia for having a heartbeat bill. Heartbeats are good. They're natural.
Do you ever use shame in your argument?
No. Never works. I will say, Bill, this is one of the few issues, because I know we're so divided, and you do a great job at covering the political divide. But people do change their minds on abortion these days. There's so much scientific evidence, more than any other issues.
When I deal with pro-abortion people, I basically lay out this, that there is an alternative for it, and that's adoption. And it's hard. But from my experience as a reporter, many women who abort have emotional problems throughout their whole life. And the studies show that. And I will produce those studies and say, look, you give your baby, if you can't care for it or don't want to someone who wants it, that's nobility. You destroy it and it never gets a chance to live, well, you put the adjective on it. And that is a pretty persuasive way to go.
Well, it is. It's also that no one grows up wanting an abortion. And it's very unnatural. It's why you don't shame people. And it's why so many women turn around at the last moment. It's why, we've helped 256 abortion workers who have had a change of heart and quit their jobs. We have an abortion doctor on staff, a former abortion doctor. We have a former Planned Parenthood manager on staff. People do change their minds. It's a barbaric practice. And it's something that despite 50 years of legalization, we haven't gotten over. And thank goodness for that. But we're not comfortable with it. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason.
I don't know. I think you might be generalizing, Mr. Carney. The media is certainly comfortable with abortion. They promote it. We have a presidential candidate who has built her career on it. All right. And those people, trust me, are not going home every night going, gee, I'm doing the wrong thing. They're not, because they believe what they want to believe. And so you might be underestimating the militancy of the pro-abortion lobby. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I'm not underestimating the militancy of the people leading the charge. Kamala, as you mentioned, is literally running on abortion, which is depressing at best, and they're making it into a sacrament. But most people don't want to hear about abortion. They don't want to talk about abortion, whether they support it or not. And I think that you have, one side of this debate that is rooted in science, that is rooted in compassion, and that is rooted in not celebrating the most controversial surgery we have in our land.
I agree with that 100%. I'm going to give you something else if you haven't thought of it. Only 3 countries, non-communist, in the world allow late-term abortion. Only 3. Okay? That is Canada, Netherlands, and Singapore. And if Kamala Harris gets elected, that would be the law of the land. If she could. She's not going to be able to, as I pointed out. Supreme Court will stop it. But she would do that. And there's a reason why only 3 countries. Because as you use the word barbaric, you're carrying a baby at 9 months and you execute that baby, that's it. The book, again, is Your Proven Guide to the New Abortion Landscape, How to Discuss, Clarify, and Question Abortion in a Hostile Culture. So, Carney, good luck to you. Thank you very much for appearing tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Folks, life is